but I'm assuming you guys do the whole house, the kitchen, the garage, everything. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Do you do 12-year-old rooms? Because my daughter could really use some maintenance.
You have any? So we have different people that love certain rooms because we all kind of take ownership of a room when we have a big move. And some people love the toys in the playroom and the kid rooms, but everybody knows how to do all of it.
Welcome to episode 115 of Sarasota SpeaX podcast. I will be one of the guest hosts this week, Rich Tyson.
I'm Trey Martell.
I'm Rob Archangel.
And we are going to be welcoming our guest, Amy Esper from Methodical Organizing and Moving to this week to tell us a little bit about her business and being here in Sarasota. So Amy, if you could tell us a little bit about your company and what got you into the business.
My elevator pitch would be that I started out as an organizer, professional organizing, which has become super popular lately. And I realized there was a huge market for high-level move management. So we started unpacking, and then we added packing, and I got a team of men, movers, and a truck. And we also now do staging. So
very good.
Yeah.
And how many years have you been at this now?
About 8.
Okay, and areas of focus here in town in particular, or general?
We'll do any projects, big or small. We cater to our clients' needs. Sometimes they like to take care of one aspect. We'll take care of all the rest. We just like to be known as super specialized movers in our space, and we'll go anywhere from St. Pete down to Boca Grande.
Very cool. And as I understand it, you were an attorney in a previous life. So how often do you tap into those previous skills in negotiating with people on organizing and decluttering?
Well, I'm generally non-negotiable. No, what I do is I use my analytical skills. I think the way I see a room, the way that I named it methodical because my brain is very methodical in the way that I analyze things and the way that things need to get done for efficiency's sake. So I think that's really the best thing that I bring to the table. I do high level. I'm down in nitty gritty with the girls, but now I have a team of 8. So I'm able to give them sort of a macro view of the project and kind of back away and say, this is what I think we should do. And this is the order I think we should do it in. And even my reluctant clients have become big believers. So it's been great.
Very good.
So tell us about what that actually looks like. So they have all of their stuff, it's organized in their home, and they're moving to a different space. Are you recreating? Are you translating it? Are you reimagining the space for them? Kind of like how does that all play out?
So in the case where we work with interior designers, which happens a lot, they will be space planning. But when they don't, we are able to go into the new space, measure, tell them what rug's going to fit, what's not. A lot of times, as you know, when you move to a different house, you think things are going to look great and they don't. And so what we try to prevent is from them paying for us to move it and then it doesn't work. We like to do our work on the front end to give them peace of mind on the back end. So I say if we're decluttering, if we're thinking about what we should do, we need to do it here in the current home instead of in the new home. So we do a fair amount of planning for them. Also measure for containers and things. If they have a new pantry, if they need to refresh bins, if they need drawer organizers, wherever the interior designer, if they have one, leaves off. And also we compliment them, we pick up, and we sort of want them to be ultra organized in their new space, and we want them to be in and comfortable and happy.
When you say declutter and organize, I think of throwing things away that are no longer useful. How do you deal with homeowners that are reluctant to do so?
That is a very good question. All of I call them my girls, all of my ladies are of a certain personality type. Because if you come on too strong, you're going to offend people. And if you aren't assertive enough, the work won't get done. So I really see this as a personality type, and I've had to figure this out along the way in hiring people, where you need to give them a friendly push. And you really do need to say, this is not going to fit. And the times where people haven't listened, it's only been 1 or 2 clients, honestly, that haven't been persuaded. They're very overwhelmed in their new home. And it's just a bad situation. It's a bad feeling to feel like the walls are closing in. So I think it's more of a personality type.
On the move side, how far do you guys go? Do you go across state lines, across country lines? Could you move to California?
So our company personally doesn't, but I partner with out-of-state movers, and then also we've done some international, moving on barges with other people. So if you don't have your license, intrastate license, you can, contract with other bigger firms that will help out.
I'm a little curious to talk about, like, when you're talking about space planning for a new place. I mean, I sell real estate. Sometimes, people come in, they buy a place, then they realize they would live on the other side of Siesta Key. So they're looking at a different condo and they don't know how that furniture is going to translate from the existing to the new. Do we sell this one furnished and buy new stuff? Is there any technologies or any process that you do to kind of paint the picture as to what the existing furniture that you've got today and how that's going to equate or how it's going to work in that new space or a potential new space?
So I personally don't use CAD, but I know that it's a huge tool. I use some AI tools that are not as, I guess, cumbersome or expensive. But honestly, when all else fails, you have to just go and measure, and you really have to look at the couches. It takes a few hours. It's not a huge expense, but it's such a beneficial part of the puzzle.
Put some painter's tape on the floor and show what it's going to look like.
Or even, just if you get your measuring tape out and you show them, you're like, this is not going to fit. Any kind of shortfall or something that's going to look too small on a wall is just going to look bad. And so most people don't need convincing because you begin to develop a rapport with them, and you honestly don't want to pay to move something and then have the guys take it back on the truck. It's the worst feeling because then you don't have any you know where you're going to go with it. And we also sell things for people. So at that point, they're like, just get it out of here. And maybe you lost, $3,000 that you could have made on a couch that is brand new and nice, but just doesn't fit.
What does your ideal client look like?
We have all shapes and sizes. We have elderly population because we're in Florida, and they have done a lot of moves, and they're wonderful and they're organized, but they're just sick of it, and they're like, I'm not doing it. You do it. So we love them because they need our help. They're just not able to do it anymore. We have busy working professionals. Same reason. They're like, go ahead and do it. Some people say, I want to walk alongside you. I want to hear what you're saying. I want to learn your systems so I can do it. And we do like to train them at the end. When we're all done, even if they've been uninvolved, we like to show them how we fold, how we do this, how we do that, so they can replicate it. Because we like to create systems for them and not have them have organization for just a period of time.
Gotcha. So once you guys set somebody up with like the organized portion of it, do you guys have callbacks, like a quarterly callback to come declutter again?
You're talking about maintenance.
That's the word I'm looking for.
I have a certain best friend a good friend of mine that has so many kids that that is a part of her life and she has to have it done. I like to say that we don't have repeat clients because, like I said, I like to say we're grouping everything together. That's the first day of decluttering. You're grouping things together so you can see what you have. People will often go buy things again because they can't find what they had. So when we group things together and we show it to them, sometimes the day is grouping. We say, come in, look at this. Okay, what do you want to keep? And that'll go. But in general, we try not to have maintenance. We will do it, but I'd like to train the clients in
be self-sufficient.
In the ways, in our ways, so they can. Them or the person that folds their clothes, whatever, they need to keep the system going. And if they need a refresher a few years down the road, I wouldn't be offended. But we like to have them be self-sufficient after we leave.
Now, the picture in my head, I'm not sure if it's because Tweeds is here or not, but I keep picturing the closet. But I'm assuming you guys do the whole house, the kitchen, the garage, everything. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Do you do 12-year-old rooms? Because my daughter could really use some maintenance.
You have any? So we have different people that love certain rooms because we all kind of take ownership of a room when we have a big move. And some people love the toys in the playroom and the kid rooms, but everybody knows how to do all of it. The kitchens look amazing at the end. We design, but we sort for function as well. So I like to tell people, wait till the end, because sometimes I'm high strung too. We have high strung clients. And they're like, oh, with it. And I'm like, just wait. And then we can switch some things around. But we do really have a process that we follow. And things are just beautiful at the end, but functional. I mean, things that you need to reach, you can reach. Things that you never use for Christmas or up high. I mean, it's logical, but not all people were born to think in that way.
Sure.
When clients are reaching out to you, what are the expectations what should they be doing before reaching out to prepare to make the most of working with you? Or is it kind of like, hey, I'm just going to show up, I'm going to see where you're at, and we'll go from there? How does that typically work?
I like to meet them where they are if they don't want to do any work. Sometimes they ask, what can I do to, they say make my job easier, but I know that they're just ambitious people and they're thinking, I want to help some. I don't want to, have you do everything. So I say, well, definitely get rid of the things you don't want ahead of us coming, and then we won't have to sort through them. But yeah, it's more the case where people say they're going to do a lot and they don't do it. So I have to take, when I do estimates and consults, I say, I'm taking the home as it is today. And if you do work great, the bill can only come down, but we don't want it to go up.
Now, you're an organizer, correct? Is your personal house very organized, or is it like the mechanic's car?
It looks like a serial killer lives there. Yeah. Just kidding. Like it is. Yeah. Anytime you walk in my house, you're like, "Are you selling it right now?" It's yeah. I just, and I have 3 kids, and they're all different, but I've just trained them and to be. It makes your kids independent. Honestly, if you put things away, if you put your laundry in the basket, if you hang your towel up once you shower, you put your shoes in a cubby, I just feel like you're training up good people, So we live by that rule, and when they don't do it, I don't berate them, but I'm like, I'm not picking it up. It's your floor, it's your clothes, so yeah.
So as an agent, I don't think I've ever had a client that I have not told them in preparation for selling to declutter and, organize. Mm-hmm. Do you have any tips for realtors when we're going in, or people that are getting ready to sell, like maybe like top couple tips, like in that declutter and organizing process that you kind of seem to implement each and every time you walk into a situation?
Well, I think the most important room is probably obvious to you is the kitchen, because people live in it. I think it's really important to make that look the best it can. Get the stuff off the counters as much as you can. Make your glass, display opening look sort of styled. Just clean off countertops, even if it's stuffed in the garage. You guys stuff a lot in the garage when people don't hire people like us. And I think that's what you just stuff it in the garage. If you can't make a decision, and if they're agonizing over it, they're probably going to keep delaying your listing. So just put it in the garage, at least. If that's all you can do, I think that's the best thing to do.
So I think I miss up Dorothy's basements. You could always hide stuff in the basement. Here it's got to go in the garage, but I'll take the trade-off. Have fun.
Yeah.
So when they're getting ready, they're doing. They're starting to prep, starting to declutter. Next step, they've hired you. How does packing look? Are they doing any of that themselves? Are they always contracting with you to do that, to kind of make this as easy or as smooth of an experience as they can?
I personally dislike packing the most out of anything that we do, but we do it so well. Like I said, we pull things from all the rooms, we group them together if things aren't organized already. Some people feel very strongly, men like to pack their own offices. That is like a standard thing. I say, okay, we'll bring you some boxes. You guys can do your papers or whatever it is you have in there. I don't know. I still don't know what they have. But, some people have their special things that they need to pack. And so we bring boxes early. Materials, we let them do that. And then we set our packing day. But mostly breakables, paintings, we can do it so much faster than somebody that doesn't know, and best industry standards and things like that. So usually we convince them of all the things, but they hold on to maybe one or 2 categories of things at times.
What's the craziest thing you've been asked to pack away?
Oh my goodness, this is hard. There was a client that had a ton of those rock lamps, and I just have never seen so many in one place. You know what I'm talking about? The big salt rock lamps, and they're so heavy. So you're just like, oh my gosh, I need, super industrious boxes.
We all have our quirks.
You got a lot of rock lamps, don't you?
I got a lot of lizards.
Strong lizards.
Okay.
We're having a great time getting to learn more about Amy Esper and her business. If you'd like to learn a little bit more about Amy, stick around for
Rapid Fire Questions fueled by food and beer.
Oh,
Hi, I'm Amy Esper, the owner of Methodical Organizing and Moving, and this is Rapid Fire.
10 random questions, 10 specific answers, nothing off limits. This is Rapid Fire, fueled by food and beer. Coffee, tea, bourbon, what's your favorite?
Coffee.
The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
Do you prefer sweet or savory?
Absolutely sweets.
Candyman.
Candyman can.
What's your favorite breed of dog?
Hug.
You don't like it? You can kiss my furry little butt.
A private jet's waiting for you on the tarmac to take you anywhere you want to go. So where are you going?
Iceland.
Everybody loves music. What's the first album you ever bought?
Whitney Houston. How will I know?
Do you consider a hot dog a sandwich?
No.
We all loved grape nuts as a kid. What's your favorite cereal?
Lucky Charms.
Frosted Lucky Charms.
They're magically delicious.
What quote really resonates with you? Hold my beer. Don't mind if I do.
We're all worms, but I do believe I'm a glowworm.
Besides automated dog walkers, what do you think AI is going to look like in 10 years?
Kill us.
Come with me if you want to live.
After, of course, eating food and beer, where's the first place you would take visitors in Sarasota besides the beach?
The opera.
Okay, so Amy, so you did. We touched on you did law prior to what you do now. What was the catalyst to making the move from that into what you do today?
I practiced in New York City for about 11 years as a labor and employment attorney. It was interesting work. I liked it. I did some litigation, but I had kids, and my oldest, who's now 12, was beginning to walk, and I wasn't home the day that he learned to walk. He first walked, and that sort of guided me to stop practicing law and open my own business so I could have some flexibility with my kids.
And so you practice law in New York and then also here in Sarasota as well?
Yes.
So what brought you to Sarasota from New York?
My dad has had a house here since I was in high school, and my husband and I wanted to have kids, and we weren't going to do that in New York City. So we thought he worked out of town all the time. So he's like, I want to work somewhere we can fly into and it can be, beautiful. And I'm like, Sarasota's a great place.
What's maybe your top few things, favorite things about living here in Sarasota? I'm a relatively new guy myself at 3 years from upstate New York. Not as cool as where you were from the downstate area, but some of the things that really just stood out to you is made this an attractive place to call home.
Well, it's gorgeous. Obviously, the climate's beautiful. It wasn't nearly as busy as New York, dirty. And I thought it was extremely easy to meet people. It wasn't cliquey. It wasn't, at least I came in 2012. I thought it was really easy to meet other moms and other families, and they're still some of my best friends.
Do you lament the fact that traffic has gotten busier down here than maybe what it was previous?
I do, because I'm constantly running to school and soccer and volleyball for my daughter. So yeah, it's really bad, but I try to keep it in perspective, because I remember one time in New York City trying to go to the airport for Thanksgiving, and we went 2 blocks in literally 2 hours the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. So I try to keep it in perspective, because this is still not New York City.
Yes, and you know why it took that long, Trey? Because they have stoplights there. You know what they don't have, Trey?
They don't have roundabouts. And all right, we're going with it?
Oh, I think we should.
We jumped the gun. All right, cool. Tom and your law and Trey Martell want to know, what are your feelings on all the roundabouts in Sarasota? Do you love them or do you hate them? And do you know how to use them?
I am from up north, so I started driving in DC, so I definitely know what roundabouts are. I like them because you don't want to stop at the red light, but too many people don't understand them, and they stop instead of yielding, and that drives me insane. And I just wish we need like roundabout education.
Follow-up question. Now let me ask you this. So you experienced them in DC where I feel like there's less transients, I guess. Yeah. Did the roundabouts run smoother in DC than they do in Sarasota?
Yeah. I think people just need to get used to them. I think we have like a learning curve here, right?
That's fair assessment.
I totally agree. So I said the roundabouts are great. It's the people that are terrible.
Yeah, they just need to realize that you don't come to a hard stop. Unless there's a car there, of course, don't hit the car. That would be bad. But otherwise, keep it moving.
It's the stopping in the traffic circle that that's really what throws people
What are
off.
your thoughts on roundabouts?
Yeah, I had to get familiar with them. Some from up north as well. But
where from?
From New York City as well. And I like them. They're smooth. They make things a little easier. I don't like that I want to go faster sometimes, and I have to stop and I have to slow down and yield. If they're just red lights, or excuse me, just green lights, then I can go. But generally, it's faster.
If you could put an extra roundabout at any intersection in Sarasota, where would it be?
Oh. Well, I mean, they're going to keep putting them on 41 all the way to
Well, I know
airport.
the answer.
Where?
Tuttle and Fruitville. Right there. That's always backed up. Like,
Oh, yeah.
3 stoplights.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. That's why I go straight down Bay Vista.
Where's the next diverging diamond going to come in? Where do you think that needs to go?
That's beyond my pay grade. I'm a roundabout
I
guy.
am not. What is a diverging diamond?
That's what they did at university, where you get off. You don't have
Kinda
to
cross.
stop and turn.
Oh, like this.
You just,
Oh, yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
what the motion
Crisscross.
for it is. I'm sure there's something, but yeah, I like the big diverging diamond personally. Keeps things moving, flowing right along.
Definitely sounds complicated.
It does. Beyond doing law here in Sarasota, have you anything else you've done, or did you go straight from law right into the organizational and moving?
Yeah, it's been about 8 years now, I guess. And I started out slowly. No one knew who I was or what I did. But what I love about Sarasota is that if you work hard and you do a good job, everyone's going to talk about you. So we now don't really have a lot of marketing. We rely on our realtors, our interior designers, and our awesome clients at word of mouth. So.
Very good. And so referrals, realtors are your primary source of, I guess, referral business then? Is that where it comes from, or?
It is, yeah.
Are you in any networking groups?
I didn't do that. I almost did, but between the kids and the clients and the work, I didn't feel like I had time to commit to any of those things where you have to give presentations and bring other people in. Yeah.
Do you have are the kids involved in the business now? Are they helping you out?
They help me out at home. I think I'd be breaking some child labor laws if I brought them in yet.
If you don't pay them, it's not labor, it's volunteer.
Perfect. I love
figured
that.
out. That's the trick to it. You just don't pay them.
You know what's hard is because we don't work on the weekends because it's funny, we're Methodical Organizing and Moving and it spells mom. So we're like almost all moms. And I tell my people that when they want us to have us on the weekends, I'm like, we really just don't do that. People are very understanding because everybody, the kids come first.
That's awesome. What other, beyond being a mother and running the business, what other hobbies, interests do you have here in town?
I would say puzzling. It's so dorky, but I love puzzles. It relaxes me at home. I have a puzzle board that I got on Amazon, which I highly recommend. So you can sit on your lap and puzzle, and you don't have to be like over a
What are
table.
some of the most recent puzzles you're working on?
Right now, I'm doing a Jonathan Adler, who's like a interior designer. It's a really pretty puzzle that one of my interior design friends gave me, and it's actually hard. It's like all the same color, almost like a wavy line.
A
You'd think it would
challenging
be
puzzle.
hard, but it's because it does this that I'm just cursing her a little bit right now.
So what's the most rewarding part of puzzling? Is it the actual putting it together, or are you disappointed when it's complete and you've got to find a new one to take
A little
on?
sad, yeah. I think because I am truly obsessive compulsive, and that's part of it. You're putting the house back together. You're putting the puzzle pieces in place. I think that's how my brain works. And so it's very satisfying.
That's awesome.
Are these all two-dimensional flat puzzles? Do you ever do the 3D puzzles? You get into
I've
that?
only done one. I really like the flat ones, the
Yeah.
old-fashioned flat. Yeah. Nobody else puzzles? No?
I don't have the patience for it.
Oh, okay.
I'm
the most
I'm
impatient
obsessive
person
compulsive as well, but I don't
Are you?
think I've got the patience to sit there and do a puzzle.
I'm insanely impatient. Like traffic, my kids, they probably learned how to cuss when they were really little from me in the
Over
car.
puzzling?
No, over traffic.
traffic.
I'm impatient, but then when I sit
You're
down to do
cursing
a
out the
puzzle,
puzzles?
yeah. No, but when I sit down to do a puzzle, it's the exact opposite.
It's kind of mind occupying, right?
Yeah. I'm like, oh yeah, this is good.
When you're not puzzling and organizing and being a mother, other stuff that you like to do in town, restaurants, any attractions, the beach, what are your other things that you enjoy?
We've been at the yacht club since we moved here. So the boys love to fish, and we sometimes go boating with friends. Having a friend with a boat is great, and not us. What else do we do? We go to the beach. It's typical Sarasota things. My friends' kids are my kids' friends, if you can follow that. And so it's awesome. Whatever we do is fun.
We just joined the Odd Club. When I was on as a guest,
awesome.
Trey was asking me. I didn't make the cut. I made it through the interview, so they let me in.
Congratulations.
They didn't listen to my note then.
No, my name on the wall is like, watch out for this guy. So yeah, as of the shutdown ends here soon,
I know.
I'll be back to business, which will be fantastic.
You'll see the most people you see like the day that it reopens because everyone's like,
Labor Day weekend, all that.
What's the shutdown?
They shut down for about 3 weeks every August to, deep clean, refinish some
Declutter.
things, declutter,
Right.
and organize.
Yep.
Exactly what they do.
Understood.
I think they got some new furniture out there. My daughter, I dropped her off for sailing the other day.
Oh, nice.
Because she's in the development team on Sundays. So she's out there sailing 420s and lasers around. And so they've got some new furniture down in the kids zone down there.
Is there a wait list there, or how does that work?
Yes, they did make a bit of an adjustment recently to how the wait list is calculated, but I made it in. So.
Well, I was going to say, when we went to interview, we got waitlisted, I think.
Oh, I put that in. I was like, just wait list, Trey.
Did you? Well, no.
It's a 10-year wait for you, Trey. Sorry. So do we want to dive into some other folks in town that she recommends, or do you got some other questions over there, Trey?
Yeah. So you've been on the podcast. You see how we do it. We got to know you. Thanks for coming.
Yeah,
Are there any other people in Sarasota? How does Felipe say it?
Who do you know?
Who do you know
That we
may
should
not know
know.
that Sarasota needs to know?
Oh, well, two people come to mind because in my business, a lot of the fun of it is we see a lot of new homes and renovated homes because we'll move people up for renovations, move them back in, and design is so much fun to see and how people create different scenarios. So my friend Melissa Long is an amazing interior designer, and we have another friend that started wallpapering, and that's a huge business in town, and a lot of the guys have been retiring, so she's doing a phenomenal job. Her name is Kim Ledesma.
Is wallpaper one of those things that kind of went out of style and then came back?
Yes.
Okay.
But it's back with a vengeance. It's been back for probably like 7-8 years, so I feel like you're safe now.
Okay.
You can put some up.
It's
Wallpaper.
back and better. It used to be like, floral prints and stuff that looked like antique furniture.
It was very old English, like
kind of Cracker Barrel-ish.
When I think,
Yeah. Talk about the logo rebrand.
Exactly. But wallpaper has come a long way.
It
for
has.
sure.
It has. It can really just make a room look beautiful, especially like a powder room or a smaller room where you really need something. Art's not going to just do the whole trick. So anyway, it's a big business, and we don't have enough people doing it. So people are always looking.
Absolutely.
What you got?
Final thoughts, Rob?
Final thoughts. Anything really kind of fun or crazy that you've encountered in the course of what you're doing that stands out? Like, I would never have expected this, or this is the most surprising thing that.
Give us something with shock value.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, guys. I told you there's confidentiality clauses.
We don't have to tell us who it was.
Anonymize
They'll know though. No, not that they'll.
But we won't. That's all that matters.
That's true. I'm going to be boring, but I did have a consult yesterday. I thought I knew everything about organizing and what you can use, and I saw this lady who could easily work for us had belt organizers, and my mind was blown because I'm always like, how do we do this? And I hadn't seen them before. So boring answer, but really cool product.
Meets the terms of confidentiality.
There you go.
Got it.
Somebody with a belt collection in Sarasota.
Yeah.
There's probably a few.
There's a lot of collections, different things.
No live animals. All right. Well, anything else?
No, I think this was fantastic. Appreciate
Thank you
your
so
time.
much for coming on. We appreciate
Thanks, guys.
having you.
It was fun.
Appreciate
fun to
it
be
very
here.
much.
Yeah.